It's Sunday afternoon and you've just met your dream 10 out of 10 Gina, a former model with a heart of gold and the sex drive of a nymphomaniac. She suggests you stay in touch and you exchange numbers. Later that evening, you text her. A few hours elapse and she's not replied. 24 hours elapse, still no reply. 3 days now, still no reply. And a week later, you're contemplating your very existence. Where did I go wrong? Was Gina not the one? Did she secretly have a boyfriend? Was she transsexual and didn't want to tell me? These are all questions you contemplate in your mind. My name's Danny Gold and I went from having a shy, introverted personality with the social skills of a toilet duck to becoming a more confident and, dare I say, charismatic version of myself. In this video, I'm going to share with you an in-depth breakdown of how to get a girl's number in the right way. For the last 8 years, I've been coaching young professionals, successful entrepreneurs and business owners, all of which were tired of feeling socially awkward and invisible in the dating market. Coaching guys just like Steve here to make positive change. Because when it comes to getting the number as an introvert, nerves can often get the better of you. And I would see this frequently with Steve. He would make subtle but critical mistakes. And once we error corrected this, well, my boy was on fire. So much so that he had to walk around with a bottle of aloe vera in his pocket. So for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to give you my full conversation blueprint, which I give to all of my clients, and I'm now sharing with you guys for free. And what I'm going to teach you is not going to be some PUA, manipulation, pseudoscience, black pill bullshit. It's going to be based on my own anecdotal experience, as well as being underpinned by human psychology, emotional intelligence, and what I like to call a long forgotten seduction technique called being normal. So with that in mind, let's jump in. Before you even consider asking for the contact details, you need to ensure that you've got these 3 key things in place first. As a man, it's as much your responsibility to figure out if the girl is right for you as it is her responsibility, if not more. So you can't do that unless you don't spend time with the person getting to know who they are. So the 3 things could be hobbies, interests, likes, dislikes, passions, etc. So an example is that you find out she's really into fitness, she's super family orientated and she loves travel. So once you've found out the 3 things that she's into, it's really just a case of slowly step by step edging towards the number close. So some of these lines are quite bold, but I'm going to break down why they're so effective for you. So you'll say something along the lines of, I really like the fact that you're into fitness, you're family orientated, and you love travel. The reason that this is so powerful is that it shows active listening, it shows that you're able to articulate what it is that you like in the girl, and most importantly, it makes her feel appreciated for who she is. So you can see that there is essentially a method to the madness here. Naturally, she's going to say something along the lines of thanks, followed up by you saying, I'm going to be honest with you. Now, the reason that I put this line in is because this creates a little bit of intrigue. And it also shows that you're going to be honest and that hopefully you're an honest person because you've just said, I'm going to be honest. So naturally, she's going to be a little bit curious and she's probably going to be wondering, okay, what's he going to say? And then you hit her with a line, I like you. Now, this is a very bold line, but the reason this line is so powerful is because you're essentially putting yourself on the line. You're saying how you feel, you're being quite vulnerable in some respects, but you're also owning it in other respects. So you've essentially got that rounded masculine frame perfectly projected, and you're not overdoing it. You're simply saying, I like you. Now, delivery with this line is quite important. So for the tonality of this, we want to be really relaxed. We're being honest with the girl. We're telling her how we feel, but our tone of voice needs to be congruent to it not being a big deal. So almost as if you were admiring a painting or a car or something like this. Oh, I like the way that car looks, or I like that sunset. I like you. Oh, I like the vibe we have. Now again, gents, that line may be like not fitting for your vocabulary and it may be too punchy for you. And if that is the case, then I would just switch up the language a little bit and use something like, I'm enjoying our vibe. That way you're saying that you like her, but you're taking your foot off the gas a little bit, let's say. Now, in terms of her response, the ideal would be for her to say, thanks, I like you too. That's her way of literally spelling out that she's feeling the vibes. If she's not willing to go for it just yet, or she's not fully bought in, she may just say, oh, because she appreciates it. And if she's got a little bit of sass and she's a little bit more cheeky with things, she may just say, oh, that's cute. And then you're going to ask, do you like me? Naturally, you don't ask this in a needy way. You ask it in a really kind of cheeky, again, self-assured, do you like me? Like, almost assuming that she obviously does like you because you guys have just been speaking for the last 10 to 15 minutes. If she wasn't interested, she probably would have left by now, or at the very least found a reason, or be giving you subtle indications that she's not interested. So by calling this question out, we're essentially giving ourselves 3 potential outcomes. The first one is yes. If she says yes, happy days, like congratulations, I'll see you at the wedding. Now, if she says maybe, when people say maybe, it's essentially their way of I'm not confident enough to say yes. So you can tease it out of them. So you can come back with, that means yes. And again, the tonality of this needs to be self-assured. If you have a little bit of a more quirky, funny personality, you can bring a bit of wit into it. Just think like Ryan Reynolds vibes. How would he deliver that line? So by you calling it out and sort of poking fun at it, it takes the pressure off and it shows that you have a social awareness and you can read the subtext of what's really going on. So let's focus on what to do if she says no. That no is, let's say, her way of testing how confident and congruent you are. How sure of yourself are you? The feminine is always testing the masculine. So by her saying no, this is her test to you. And you need to essentially overcome that test, as strange as it may sound, but you need to have an answer that suggests that what she said hasn't shaken you, it hasn't emotionally thrown you off. So you'll say something along the lines of, we'll see, I can be very charming. So your tonality wants to be very self-assured, but yet also have a very gentle tone. So it doesn't want to be too assertive or aggressive, and at the same time, it doesn't want to be too weak, too meek, because you're just not going to own it. Now, if after that, she comes back with another objection, let's say another no, such as, no, I'm really not interested, or I have a boyfriend, I'm married, then bro, she is spelling it out to you that she's not interested. Even if you have been speaking for 20 minutes, she's not feeling the vibes after all, and she's not for you. And if that is the case, okay, take care, have a great day, and wish her well. Now, if her response is more positive, it will probably come in the form of something like, okay, or prove it, which is essentially the green light onto the next steps. So now you're doing a bit of future projection, you're painting a picture of what the next steps are, and you're essentially outlining that it's no big deal, we'll see what happens, no pressure. So, okay, here's what we'll do. We'll exchange numbers, we'll send a few flirty texts, maybe even go out for some drinks, see if the chemistry grows and turns into love. And if it does, you can finally call your mum and say, I've actually found the one, just kidding. Now, I've put that line in orange because for some guys, they're not going to be able to pull that off. It won't suit their personality. It's more for the cheeky kind of guy. Having said that, again, it turns it, adds a little bit of a witty salt and pepper into it. And then we're going to put the ball in her court by asking, how does she feel about this? Allowing her to express if she's not comfortable, but also giving her the chance to express that she is comfortable, because she hopefully is by this point anyway. Because by showing that, I'm asking this question and I'm not afraid of the answer, I'm willing to put myself out there, again, is a very honest signal to her of somebody who's comfortable in their own skin, of somebody who's confident. And she will be screening to see if you have leadership and father-like qualities, not to father her in some sort of weird way. What I mean more so is to, how are you going to be able to look after kids? Do you have what it takes to look after kids? So by demonstrating this quality with future prediction and essentially leading the next steps, you will be again baking attraction into yourself. So then once she's given you her green light, let's say, all you simply say is, okay, great, and then ask, what's the number? Do not rush to pull your phone out. Wait for her to answer. She may say something like, it's and then pull out your phone. Don't be desperately reaching into your back pocket before you've got this line out of the way. But once you do get your phone out, simply unlock it, hand it over, and then as she's putting in the number, just ask her some small talk sort of question like, what are you doing for the rest of the day? Just keep it very light, very casual. She's either going to call her phone from your phone, and if she does, this is a really positive signal. It's showing you that she wants you to know that that's her number, or she's going to hand the phone back to you. Now, she may have saved the number as her name, obviously, or she may have not actually inputted her name. If that is the case, then what you could do is make it a little bit cheeky by giving a sort of pet name to her, such as if you're getting the vibe, for example, that she's a bit of a party girl, you could say, I'm going to save you as Susan, the troublemaker / heartbreaker and or devil woman. Something that makes it funny and a little bit more personable to her. And then that will bring you back to the final part now, which is you essentially giving the polite goodbye. It was lovely to meet you. Enjoy your day. We'll speak soon. In terms of tonality, super warm, super friendly. Obviously, she'll say the same. Goodbye, take care. And then finally, only if you feel comfortable and only if you guys are really vibing and there's instant chemistry there, should you go for the hug, in my opinion. Having said that, if you're not so comfortable to go to the hug because your heart's going and you're feeling a bit nervous, a bit anxious, then maybe you can just leave it, it's fine. Maybe just end with a smile, a bit of deep eye contact, and give her a wave goodbye. The point is that you end it on a positive note. You don't rush away, you don't sort of speed off, because more than likely you're going to be feeling like maybe nervous or anxious. Your emotional state, your fight or flight response is going to want you to get out of there in the least smoothest way possible. So we want to slowly control ourselves and demonstrate that, yeah, we're cool, like we're smooth, this is no big deal. Have a great day, give you a hug goodbye, take care, ciao ciao, speak soon. So hopefully this is broken things down for you guys. If you found the video useful and you want to do one-on-one coaching with me, then links are in the bottom line of the description, or I should say top line of the description. And it's been a pleasure, guys. I'll see you in the next one.